Wow. Just wow, all right. I'm sitting here, I'm making another video. Took a break, took a little nap, got up, was eating a little something, and all I could think about is what the hell I saw in Arkham Origins the night before. I was just so inspired. I'm talking to my friend a little bit about it. We've been big Batman fans. First of all, you're talking to a Batman fan from when I was a little kid, late 80s, early 90s. So, and second of all, welcome to Game Radio. I'm Joe at JCM. I just had to talk about how whoever makes these Arkham games, they deserve like an award for best marketing, best trickery, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But this is the third game now, and they did it again. Okay? And it wasn't even made by the original makers. But whatever the case. But whoever's ultimately in charge of these Arkham games, this is the third game. Okay? And I cannot believe the awesomeness that I witnessed at the part that I was at last night. Like, we were made to believe that that this game was going to be like, good because it's an Arkham game, but it's not going to be, it can't be what Arkham Asylum was or Arkham City, different people are making it. That was a general, thing that was like going around a little bit. But I'm sorry. This one is, after what I saw last night, this one is right up there with all three of them. I mean, I knew that right from the start, but I was not expecting the game to be this, like, out of control, off the wall, and this well-made, this well-thought-out. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to talk about things that happened in the game. I'm going to try my best not to do that. That's not my intent, but I do warn you that some things I might say, some people might be, like, savvy enough to maybe figure it out, but I don't think so. So I'm just warning you right now in case of any potential spoilers. Everyone has a different spoiler tolerance. Like I said, I will not be talking about things that happen in the game, but in case something slips, in case, people that might be good at figuring out what happens by hearing very little, this is just a spoiler warning for that. So let's continue. So first of all, I want to talk about how these games are marketed, okay? All three of them so far have been marketed one way, and the commercials, the posters, to make you think one thing. But all three of them now, even this one, surprise the shit out of you, okay? The people who market this game are like geniuses. And like, you see this with movies. Okay, you see this with movies. Obviously, a movie could be marketed a certain way, then you're surprised. You don't really see it with games. Usually with a video game, whenever you're being advertised, it's pretty much what you're going to get. Okay? You don't really kind of know what's going to happen with certain people, but you pretty much know what's there. But with the Arkham games, this is one reason why I'm amazed. Because these things are marketed to where they make you think one thing, and then there's a complete fucking twist that just surprises the shit out of you. Now, like I said, this is all three games now, especially since that last scene that I saw last night. Now, I didn't beat the game, but I've seen enough now to be completely tricked and fooled, and I was thankfully enough, I was able to go into this game and the other ones also without any spoilers. That's the best way to do it. Like, don't even talk to your friends. Honestly, stay away from your friends. Stay away from everything if there's a game coming out that you really love. Okay? Because you want to sit down, you want to play that game, and you want to go through it. You want to put your passion into it. You want to feel like you're saving the world, whatever you're doing. However way you play a game. But, one of the best part about these games is that you don't know what's going to happen, okay? And even if, in the end, it's not what you expected, it's still better to not know what's going to happen. So you're going into it with an experience of, being completely surprised around every corner. And because, I've had games ruined for me that I really like. For example, I like the Halo series, and I had 2 Halo games ruined for me, and then you're just playing the game like, just going through it for the points, and it's not enjoyable at that point. I mean, some people, that might be how they play games. That's not how I play games. I play games to, a sequel game comes out, and I'm sitting there, I'm playing it. Like, I want to, just be completely, into that experience and not know what's coming, and just, see how they took it to the next level. So if there's a game coming out that you really like, just avoid everything, and just, it's better to be surprised in the game, whether something was not there that you expected or more was there than you expected. It's still better to be surprised, because you don't really want to play a game unless you're doing multiplayer. If you're playing a game for story mode, if the game is ruined for you, you don't want to be sitting there just playing through it let me just get to the end, let me get the points, let me get the achievements, and get this over with. You don't want to feel like you're playing a game just to get it over with. That's the worst thing, because you're some games, especially if you really like them, you spend a lot of money to buy them new when they first come out. It's not like a movie where you're only taking maybe a $20 hit, and you could just get up and walk away. You hear about a movie, you see a movie, and or the movie spoiled for you, or if you hear about a movie and it's spoiled for you, that's it. You could just walk away, you got the experience. You know what I mean? But with a game, to get the full experience, you have to actually play through it and, feel it and stuff like that. So, if a game is ruined for you, especially if you're into story modes, it's really the worst thing, because then you're just sitting there, you're just moving your thumbs, you're just, looking around the room, not even looking at the fucking TV. It's all right, let me get this fucking over with. I spent all this money, let me get the points, let me just fucking finish this. So just do what you can to stay away from anything you can if you really love a game, because the best part about a game is being surprised. And the point of everything I just talked about was, with these Arkham games, I just love the surprises. That this is the first subject I'm talking about here. The surprises of them. They're so well written, so well thought out, and so well just cared about from the original material. You know what I mean? That's what I love about the Arkham games too. They're taking original material and they're putting a twist on it, but at the same time they're not. They do it so masterfully. And this is the second part of this video that I wanted to talk about. That's a perfect segue into part 2 of what I want to say, that these Arkham games, like I mentioned before, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, and, we had the original Batman source material still being in development. You know what I mean? Now there's all these different Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 10, Earth 90, but back when we were kids, it was still Nightwing was being made, Bane just got introduced. They were still going with the regular Batman story. And these Arkham games do such a good job of, the Arkham games are pure Batman, okay? Dark Knight, and a lot of things that are made today, they're kind of a different twist. They're still amazing, but the Arkham games are just everything. They're the original source stuff. They're raw Batman. They're the Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan stuff. It's everything in one. And that's what I'm saying. This is another reason why these Arkham games are so amazing, because they take the original stuff, stay true to it, but at the same time add the new stuff in there for the newer people, the Dark Knight stuff and all that. And this is what I wanted to talk about for the second part. So I'm playing through this game, and again, the way things happen and the surprises that just happened are incredible. And the way they do it, you could tell they're not ignoring the original Batman stuff, the stuff we grew up with, the 1989 movie, which is the real like basis of a lot of things in modern Batman. You could tell like people that are my age made the game and they're still saying like, we know the good shit, we know the real shit, we know what really happened, but we're gonna make a twist perfectly to satisfy you, to show you that we know, but at the same time, you know, do it in a way so the Dark Knight generation can enjoy it too. I mean, when I started this game, I was really liking it. I said, wow, this might be one of the best ones. The general consensus of reviewers was that it's a really good game. It's still an Arkham game, but it's just one notch below the other ones. That's complete bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Because, you know, these reviewers, they have to rush through games, you know what I mean? But like I'm telling you here, okay, first of all, the game is still Arkham, okay? It's still the same engine, updated, still all the same stuff. It's still an Arkham game. It still everything you would expect from an Arkham game. So right away there, if you're judging an Arkham game, you were good, you know. But and plus, you know, like I said, when I first turned this game on, I was like, wow, this is really good. And all my friends are saying, wow, this is really good. But now after getting deep into the game, you still see that it has the same incredible plot twists. You still see that it has the same incredible respect for the source material and what Batman is and the things that really pull you into the Batman world and make you feel it. Like, yeah, like if you put that in there, it's like a recipe. You know what I mean? Like you can't have I don't know, you can't have macaroni and cheese without the cheese. You know what I mean? Like, duh. But you know, there's a certain recipe to really get that Batman feel and to really make that Batman universe. And this game has all that. It has the same, you know, tools as the original Arkham games, just different people sculpted it. And like I said, one of the most important things. So like I said, you're getting the play of the Arkham games. You're getting all new things added in there that are awesome. And, you know, especially, you know, one awesome thing was how he got his weapons throughout the games. Okay? So, in this game especially, I gotta repeat it again. When I first started the game, it was amazing. But as you're going through this game, you see that it might be it's absolutely, definitely, at least right up there with all the other Arkham games. Okay, that's no question at this point. All right, but now I'm starting to see that this game, I think, is the greatest of all three of them. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter which one is the best as long as they're awesome because they all feed off of each other because it's like a trilogy, an ongoing thing. But they're really advancing. They're really taking it to the next level. And even with things like how he gets his weapons throughout the game, like even make a little more sense. Like these reviewers said, like this is one notch below Arkham. I think it's one notch above because it's very hard to go one notch above. You know, because the Arkham games are so great. But, like, I got to say, I'm going through this game. I'm kind of turning this into a fucking review. But, really, like, I'm going through this game, and everything is so awesome. Like, they're really taking it to the next level. Like I said, the gameplay is there. Everything you expect from an Arkham game is there. But everything you would expect from a sequel is there, too. Even though it's a prequel, it's the newest game. Okay, from the Arkham series, so everything you expect as far as advancement is there. You know, new kinds of weapons, new things to do. But I seriously think that this is the greatest Arkham game so far. But between all the things you can do in the game and how they figured out the weapons and how you get your weapons and the plot twist in the story and how they take all that writing but also stay true to everything that's awesome about Batman. Even just the flow and the feel of the game and the fighting even just seem even a little bit smoother than it was in the previous games. Now, really, it's very hard for me to say that something in the Arkham series is better than Arkham City, because my experience with that game was out of this world, and there's nothing more Batman than that game. But I gotta say, Arkham Origins might be becoming my favorite because of all these little things that keep adding up. Because I'm obviously super excited with my experience so far, if you couldn't tell. Like, and you're kind of seeing things that you never saw before. You know, you're seeing they're not really taking, they're kind of taking Origins, twisting them around a little bit. Okay? But at the same time, they're also getting things in there that you never saw before. Some things that might not have been shown before, or might not have been shown on such a grand scale as like a AAA video game. Certain characters' first encounters, and the way they're doing it just ties in so well. And if it ties in so well, that means so much thought and heart was put into writing this game and making this game. So if it ties in good like that, that means a lot of thought, a lot of quality, a lot of respect was put into making this game. Okay? So the gameplay is awesome. The writing is going beyond even what you've seen before. The respect for the original stuff, the respect for stuff that makes a Batman universe Batman is all there in there so well. You're getting to see new origins that makes so much sense the way they do it, but at the same time they still got the original origins in there one way or another. Oh man. So there might be one origin that maybe older fans might not be like satisfied with. Newer fans definitely like either won't care or won't realize, but everything around that origin and all the rest of the story, it all just fits in so well the way they did it. So you probably like, you know, won't even care. Even like newer fans, it ties in very well with everything else that's going on. I'm just trying to create a balance from all the positive stuff I'm talking about. So I kind of turned this into like a semi review here, but the second part of what I wanted to talk about was just, you know, how well thought out this game was. It's probably even a step above the other games. And that's not a good thing, that's not a bad thing, that's just awesome. That just means that they're advancing with the Arkham games. They're learning from what they've done before. They're creating new ideas. They're really stepping it up, and they're really just building momentum and getting more and more excited each game. So going into Arkham Origins, you know, when I watch reviews and stuff, just a general thought of it, you know, different people were making it. I just thought it was going to be, you know, just another, like an Arkham game, but an origin thing, maybe just to fill time for the next one to come out. But it's completely, this is right up there, so meant to be next to the other games, okay? I just got to say again, like the weapons, you know, the weapons were always cool in all the other Arkham games, but now what they did, they just upped the ante so much more, like with the weapons and what you could do with them, and it's so fun, but at the same time, it just makes sense. It's not just something new to be different, you know, it makes sense, it feels great, like the weapons are fun to use, you still got all your other weapons in there, but you got new ones that you could do new things with, and there's even a little bit in there of how some weapons came to be for you know, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which is the sequels to Arkham Origins, which story-wise come after. It's just, I'm just completely blown away by this game. Like I said, when I first popped it in, I just had the title screen running for a while because I was doing something before I actually started playing it. And, you know, like I said, I thought it was just going to, you know, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was just going to be like a good game. Nothing too crazy. I didn't think it was going to be like, you know, I thought it was just going to be like an origin story. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to be the same, like, I don't know, maybe it was the reviews that I watched that, I don't know, but I'm just very happy with the experience that I've had. Maybe the reviews helped to surprise me even more, you know, because the reviews kind of said one thing, and the reviews really don't talk about how awesome this game is. They just talk about like I don't even know what the hell they talk about. They talk about like I know Adam Sessler said like the city is not that populated, which was a stupid comment because in the game, you know, like now like this is not really a spoiler. This is something you hear right from the start, okay? You know, in the game you hear like over the loudspeaker like cuz basically you know whatever's going on, they say there's a curfew. So please stay in your homes while this is going on. Because whatever the hell's going on with the criminals, they say over a loudspeaker that you hear while you're flying through the city, you know, that there's a curfew. Please stay in your homes. Okay? You know, so that's the really only thing I remember that I got out of Adam. I love Adam Sessler. He does great reviews. But, you know, sometimes with these, you know, big game reviewers, they got to rush through games. They got to go through games so fast. You know, that's really the only thing I remember Adam Sessler saying that brought the, you know, like the city wasn't populated, but it makes sense in the story because what's going on, and they take care of that subject. You know what I mean? So from the reviews and everything, and just by the fact that other people were making it, you know, I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but I didn't think it was gonna be so awesome. I didn't think it was gonna be a step above the other games. This game is awesome, okay? If you're a Batman fan, especially if you've been a Batman fan from, you know, a little kid, even if you just became a Batman fan, it's so fun to play. It's so Batman. It feels great. The story is just awesome. The weapons are fun to use. So for old Batman fan, new Batman fan, the game is just entertaining as shit. And, you know, awesome. I can't say enough about it. What you're seeing here is just me flying through the city, just fighting guys as I'm talking to you, because I'm not going to show different parts of the game because, you know, the only thing you're seeing here is things that have been shown and things that have been known, you know, from trailers and stuff. That's the only thing you're seeing on the screen. I'm just flying through the city, fighting guys as I talk to you about this. I'm not going to show you clips of weapons and all this other things because I want you to be completely surprised. Okay? Like I said, you don't want to have a game ruined for you. Okay? Because you really want to sit there and be surprised and just not know what comes around the corner. Even if in the end of the game things weren't there that you wanted, or like I said before, even if there was more there than you expected, it's still better to not know what happens so you can sit there and enjoy the game instead of just, you know, the game spoiled for you and you just, you know, twiddling your thumbs and can't wait to get to the end, get the achievement. Okay, get me out of here. Okay? So it is known that Deadshot is in the game. He was advertised like right from the start. So I do have another video up if you're having trouble with Deadshot because he could be pretty tricky. I have a video up that shows a way that makes it a lot easier to take down that scumbag. And you can click over here on the screen, or, you know, I'm going to have a link in the description if you want to watch that video and if you want some help defeating Deadshot. Because we ain't going to let him take us down. So thank you guys, and please support the channel, like, subscribe, and all that business. And also check out my parody songs. You can find them on iTunes, Amazon, any digital music store you want. And thank you. So go out and play Arkham Origins. And if you are on the fence about, you know, thinking since other people made it that it wasn't going to be up to par with the other ones, but even though different people were hammering the nails in and tacking the wood together of this game, whoever is still ultimately in charge was still the boss and still made the game awesome. Everyone has their preference, and for me, this game is killing it right now. So if you're someone who, you know, was looking to buy the game but wanted to know a little about it, or someone who wanted a positive take on the game, I hope this helps you out, and I hope this helps your decision in getting it, if that's the case. And enjoy. This is Joey JCM. This is Game Radio, and I hope you guys have a good one. Go enjoy the game, and go have Alfred make you a sandwich. Peace.